Hello dear candidates, welcome to Bio Classes Online. In the previous video, we have discussed the various pre-Mendelian ideas about inheritance or blending theories of inheritance. If you have not watched that video yet, do watch. The link of the video is in the description. And today we are going to start the Mendelian inheritance or Mendelian genetics. As we know, the Gregor John Mendel, who is remembered as the father of genetics, began his historic studies on the pea plants or Pisum sativum in 1856. The question now arises, why Mendel selected the pea plants, why not he selected any other plant for his experiments? There must be some reason or there must be some advantages of selecting the pea plants for the experiments. Yes, there are some of the advantages of selecting the pea plants by the Mendel for his experiments. That is why Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments. And the first reason or the first advantage of selecting the pea plant for experiments by Mendel is that these pea plants are annual plants with a short lifespan and give the results within 3 months. Because of having the short lifespan of these pea plants, it is possible to study the several generations of the pea plants in a short period of time. So this is one of the reasons that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments. And second reason that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments is that these pea plants can be raised, maintained and handled easily. It is very easy and convenient to raise, maintain and handle pea plants as compared to the other plants. The third reason that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments is that these pea plants showed a number of distinct and easily detectable contrasting characters. And Mendel mainly selected the 7 pairs of contrasting characters. These 7 pairs of contrasting characters are seed shape, seed color, flower color, pod shape, pod color, flower position, stem height, and all these 7 characters, all these 7 contrasting characters are distinct and can be easily detected. So this is one of the reasons that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments. The next reason is that the flower structure of the pea plant is such as to allow the controlled breeding. So this pea flower the structure of the pea flower is such that it allows a controlled breeding. What is meant by the controlled breeding? That the plant can be pollinated, can be self-pollinated as well as can be cross-pollinated. Though this plant is self-pollinated naturally, but it can be cross-pollinated easily. In some of the experiments, Mendel wanted to carry out the self-pollination. This means that the pollens and the eggs are derived from the same plant. When the pollens and the egg are derived from the same plant, and such a pollination is called as the self-pollination. The pea flower is a bisexual flower. Pea flower is a bisexual flower, that is, it possesses both male as well as the female reproductive organs, and these male as well as the female reproductive organs mature at the same time and ensures the self-pollination. At the same time, these reproductive structures, that is male as well as the female reproductive structures, are covered by a modified petal known as the keel. And because of this keel covering, pea plants naturally reproduce by the self-pollination. At the same time, in other experiments, however, Mendel wanted to make the crosses between the different plants. When a cross is made between the two different plants, or when the egg is taken from one plant and the pollen grains are taken from the another plant, such a pollination is called as the cross pollination. And this cross pollination is also possible in case of the pea flowers, because these pea flowers contain large flowers that are easy to manipulate, and making it possible to make the crosses between the two particular plants and study their outcomes. So this is these were the two other reasons that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiment. That is, the pea flower can be self-pollinated as well as the cross-pollinated. That is, it allows the pea flower, allows the controlled breeding. And the last reason that Mendel selected the pea plants for his experiments is that a large number of seeds are produced in a generation in case of the pea plant, and this a pea plant produces a large number of seeds in one generation, and which is very helpful in drawing and authentic conclusions. So these were some of the reasons or the advantages of selecting the pea plants by the Mendel. Now coming to what was the Mendel's experimental approach, what was the Mendel's experimental technique. And this Mendel's experimental technique involved the 3 steps, and these were the selection of the pure plants, hybridization of the pure plants for F1 generation, and self-breeding or self-pollination in hybrid plants for formation of F2 and F3 generation. Coming to the first one, when the Mendel initiated his studies, he contacted the several seed dealers and obtained a total of 34 varieties of the peas that were considered to be distinct. And Mendel allowed these 34 varieties of pea plants to self-pollinate for obtaining a pure variety, or for obtaining a pure parent plants, or for obtaining a pure true breeding line or true breeding plants. So Mendel contacted the seed breeders and obtained some 34 varieties for his experiments. He allowed them to self-breed for obtaining the pure varieties, and this number was reduced to 22. And finally Mendel selected, as I already mentioned, Mendel selected the 7 pairs of the pure or true breeding varieties for of pea as a starting material for his experiments. And these were the 7 pairs of pure or true breeding varieties of pea plants which the Mendel used for his experiments. And once what do you mean by that the plant is a true breeding line or true parent plant? When the plant is self-pollinated, it must give, or it should give, rise to offsprings having the similar trait. For example, if the tall plants are self-pollinated, it should also give the tall plants, and if these offspring tall plants are again self-pollinated, they should also give the tall plants. When the same trait is occurs in the several generation, that final generation is considered to be a true breeding plant or true breeding line. Once the Mendel got satisfied himself that now he got the true breeding nature of the varieties through the self-pollination, and any offspring not true to form of the trait was eliminated, and these true breeding plants were then used for the next step, that is the hybridization, and these true breeding varieties formed the parent generation, and the parent generation are denoted by the capital letter P. So once the Mendel got the parent generation, he allowed them to go for the hybridization or the cross pollination. He then allowed a crossing of 2 different plants, and that crossing or mating of 2 varieties of the plants or animals is known as a hybridization. And Mendel used the plants with the contrasting traits, and these plants with contrasting traits were cross-pollinated. For example, he used the pure tall plants and crossed these pure tall plants with the pure dwarf plants, and these from one of the plant, the pollens were dusted over the another stigma of the another pure plant. And so we can say the cross pollination involved the dusting of pollen grains of one of the trait over the stigma of the another trait or the second trait. And this cross pollination or the hybridization, which we call as also the hybridization, involves the following steps. The first step is the emasculation. Emasculation simply means the removal of the male sex organs, or we can say the stamens from the flowers. When the stamens are removed before they mature, this process is called as the emasculation. In the flowers which were to function as the female parent, stamens were removed, while as the flowers which were to function as the male, the pistils or the carpels were removed. And this process, that is the removal of the stamens from the flowers, is called as emasculation. You can see here from the flower diagram of the flower, these are the stamens, or you can see here these are the stamens, which the center one is called as the carpel or the pistil. And once these male sex structure, that is the stamens, are removed, that is called as the emasculation. And in case of one flower, while as this flower, once this emasculated flower acts as a female parent, while as another flower obtained from the different plant, this female sex structure, that is the pistil or carpel, were removed, and that acted as a male parent. And once this emasculation is carried out, these flowers were covered by a paper bag, so that to avoid the contamination from the foreign undesired pollens. So these emasculated flowers were covered with a paper bag in order to avoid the contamination from the foreign undesired pollens. And once these reproductive structures from the flowers mature, the pollens were collected from the flowers selected to function as the male parent, and these pollens were dusted with the help of a fine brush over the stigma of the emasculated flower. And soon after this dusting of the pollens over the stigma of the emasculated flower, the flowers were again covered, and then these after this dusting, these plants were labeled and in such a way that to indicate the crosses, and finally you can see here that the Mendel performed separate crosses involved traits of one character, two character, and three characters, which were respectively called as the monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, and trihybrid cross. When a one trait is taken into consideration, that cross is called as monohybrid cross, and when two traits are taken into consideration, that cross is called as the dihybrid cross, and so on. If the three traits are taken into consideration, that is called as the trihybrid cross. Once whether the Mendel carried out the monohybrid cross or dihybrid cross or a trihybrid cross, the seeds of the cross or crosses were collected, and these were sown for the next year, and the hybrid offsprings which were obtained from the sown seeds constituted the first generation. And the first generation of Mendel's cross was named as the first filial generation, and are indicated by a symbol F1, and this symbol F1 was given by the Bateson and Sunders. And once these offsprings, the first filial generation was obtained, these were now the hybrids, were obtained from the two pure crossing between the two pure plants. Now what Mendel did next, the plants of F1 generation were allowed to perform the self-pollination. Now the F1 generation plants were allowed to go for the self-pollination. In order to avoid the contamination from the foreign pollens, flowers were again covered with the paper bags from the beginning, and Mendel then collected the seeds from the self-pollinated plants and raised a new generation of the plants. This new generation of the plants was called as the second filial generation or F2 generation, and further self-pollination of the F2 generation produced the F3 generation or third filial generation. So in simple terms, three steps were involved in the Mendel's experimental technique. One is called the selection of pure parent plants, that is those plants which produce the same trait over several generations. And next, the second step is the hybridization, when a cross or the pollination between the two different plants was carried out, and one is from here the Mendel got the F1 generation or first filial generation, and first filial generation was allowed to go for the self breeding or self pollination to form the F2 generation, and these F2 generation plants were again self pollinated to form the F3 generation. Subscribe and share Bioclasses Online by Ashik Hussain. Thank you.